All right, Saints. Let's see. Get that turned up a little bit up. All right, testing. Can everybody hear me? 'Cause I think this is about as loud. I'm gonna try and go. Testing. Hello. That's it.
On the back of it, you got a knob. You can turn the mic up too.
All right, testing. Testing. Not here, down there. All right, testing. Hello. Are you on the back turning it up?
Mm-hmm.
And the front is turned up?
Yep. Turn it up too.
Testing. All right, it's gotta be. Testing. See it. Testing. No, this shit. Testing. No, that's because I got it all the way up here.
It's a little knob on the back. You turn it on.
Okay, I'll make some adjustments. All right, so Most High in Christ bless your body. All right, thank you. All right, so all praises to the Most High. It's gotta be louder than that. All right, for giving us the spirit to come here and fellowship. Keep the commandments, learn what his will is. So I'd like to give it up. All praises to the Most High. All right. Some small talk before we get started. I'm sure I'm gonna get here. How long do you think it'll be?
Probably 5 minutes. Like you said, small talk.
Yeah, sure. That'll probably be a little better. All right, so food for thought. I talked back to a guy that I do. I talked back to a guy that I be doing work for that lives in Mississippi, and this guy is be on the lookout, trying to help me find, some land or something like that. Um, so he's kind of like an advisor or a mentor when it comes to stuff like that because he lives that type of lifestyle. So, but in conversation yesterday, we was just talking, and he was asking me have I thought about something else. Oh no, so he got, if you heard me mention this guy, this is the same guy. They own that shop that I do the lawn for down on Jefferson, St. Louis Avenue, will sit on the corner. And so he's gonna come out here. I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend. He wanted me to find somebody to help him do some work that'll probably work hourly. That's one thing. So the other thing is, I guess every time I get to talk to him about that building, he kind of shifts it because it's his wife's building, so. But he was asking me about investing in something else, and I was kind of telling him that I didn't want to be too tied up in the investments, because if you believe like I believe, then it's how many of you play dominoes? A handful of us play dominoes. So now, anybody that's in truth and you are playing dominoes in this world, or you playing Monopoly in this world, you might be winning for the present, but you definitely gonna lose if you ain't got the Most High with you, and you fearful, and you don't make the moves that it takes to get those dominoes, those investments, that monopoly out of your hand. You get caught with all the dominoes in your hand while the game was good. It was good. There's gonna come a point in time when it ain't gonna be so good. And if it doesn't benefit us, then it's gonna be a major loss. It'll be the biggest epic uh, flop upside down that you can ever imagine if we see it in our lifetime. So you're gonna blow y'all away. So many of you might not understand what I'm saying, and then several of you do understand, but he understood. So the conversation goes on. You know, I did tell him that I was still looking, and he already knows that because he always send me stuff like, "What do you think about this?" and "What do you think about that?" I'm not just looking and thinking about myself. I'm looking and thinking for each and every last one of you. I think in advance. You see how new faces come? I think about children. People are pregnant now. In the future, people are going to be pregnant. I think about all of that. In the future, teenagers are going to grow out. They're going to grow through being a teenager. They're going to become young adults. They're going to go through the process. Remember, I'm an investor. I think about the future. I don't worry about it. Remember how the Lord said, no man planted on building a tower, sit it not down first without counting the cost. So he still got to count the cost of something in the future that he that he's going to do, whether he have sufficient enough to do it. So I'm so far out ahead of you than you can even imagine. The children being adults, bringing forth. I got to think about that. You thinking about today, yesterday. Nah, but that's my job. So, uh, so this conversation. So it's more like it. In this conversation, I was like, I don't want to be stuck. I know there are people out here with tens of properties. I met a lady. I tried to get her to, and I'm gonna go back to her. I still got her number. Once I get untangled, I'm tangled now with a bunch of little stuff bogged down. But once I get free, go back to her and try to learn some things from her. She had 80 properties. Now that was last year. Right now she might be at 85 or 90. You want somebody like that to kind of help show you the role, and she gave some advice then, but I didn't take it. I should have took it, but didn't. And I'm stuck. Well, that's what make millionaires millionaires, and dollar heirs, and broke people. Because when we don't listen or take the advice from somebody with the success or the experience, we stay in the same current state. And I'm still in the same current state. But I'm gonna come out of it. Most High's will. So I was telling the guy, don't want to get stuck. Not attached to anything. It serves a purpose. It's a step. Trying to use one thing to help step to another thing, to help step to another thing, to help step to another thing. My end goal is to take care of all of you and all of your children and all of your grandchildren and the children that your children gonna have and their children. That's my mentality. That's my thing right there. You could do whatever you gonna do, but that's my thought. So everything that I have, own, and possess, that those are my thoughts. That is a future that I cannot afford to just when crap hits the fan, I got a handful of dominoes. I can't do nothing with it. So I said to him, I said, yeah, man, you know that the penny, the penny is being discontinued. It's going out of circulation. He said, yeah. He said, here it's already happened. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, not the penny. He said, yeah, first thing he said, I went to the chiropractor. And the chiropractor, he said they didn't accept cash. He went to pay. Then he said, okay, he just went along with it. He just paid through some app or some card on his phone. But then he said, I went to a restaurant and the restaurant didn't take cash. I said, oh, so at that point, I'm sitting here thinking, like, the world, we're all dumb Negroes. That's how the world looks at us. We're just going to work and we got to go to the grocery store and we got to go work out and we got to wash our car and we got to come back home when it's coming down upon you. I don't know if you ever, when I was a child, they had this game called Space Invaders, where the thing came down like this. June, 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 June. It just kept coming down on top of you. And you had to be beneath it and far up top to keep it from crushing and killing you down at the bottom. So all of these things in all different parts of the world is transpiring and happening, regardless of what you do. You are on a system. We are on a system. And that system is going to work, paying bills, coming home, utilizing whatever leisure time you have to entertain yourself, to relieve whatever mental stress you have. You don't have time to think about politics because you can't do nothing about it. Go to Sirach chapter 39. Sirach, I'm going to start at 38, chapter 38 and 34. And then we'll go down to the 39th chapter. They will maintain the state of the world. When I said it, how did I sound? I know I put dumb Nick Rose in it. If that offended somebody, my apologies. I'm not the person that's looking at you and considering us to be that. I am one of you. I'm saying that the world, it ain't if. The world, according to the scriptures, calls us proverbs and by this word and that word. The world does that. But you've got to be smarter than that. Each and every last one of you. You got to be smarter than that. And not only do you have to be smarter than that, but you also have to let's see, with the smartness that you have, you got to learn how to communicate the smartness that the Most High is giving to you because he's sending you out as sheep among wolves Take it literal. Now, when you go out among wolves, you might not, they might not say we're trying to devour you, but it definitely can deal with what you're saying. You don't want what you're saying, your ministry, to go out for naught. The welfare is that Wisdom of Solomon 6 or
625.
like go to Wisdom of Solomon 6. Wisdom of Solomon 6.
So I get to him.
Hmm?
He said his son was good to him.
Oh, I was actually gonna ask him if he wanted to move. You all right now, brother? All right. So Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 23. This is one thing reason why the Most High is teaching us what Christ went through, how he dealt, so we to deal like that. Because you're being sent out and you don't want, then we'll get the other one. What you do want, you don't want the to be devoured. He's sending you out as sheep among wolves. You're talking to people. Now let's just say you got enough sense to not get yourself harmed. You got enough sense to say something that's not going to invoke anger, or you offend somebody to the point to where they got to defend themselves. You know that if you insult a person verbally, they'll strike you. Did you guys know that? Right. They'll strike you if you insult them verbally. So you can't do that. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I will not, neither will I go. So this is 623. Neither will I go with consuming envy. Envy consumes a person when they are jealous. You're not to be jealous because somebody's in the world. A woman jealous of another woman. A woman jealous of a woman because she's dressed in a certain way. Wisdom ain't gonna come with you. She get to wear short shorts. She's showing her body. You're not supposed to be jealous or envy of that. What's getting devoured? Your wisdom. You see, Satan didn't even have to put his hands on you. He attacked you another way through the spirit of envy. And because you jealous of this, that, and the third, it's devoured. You got to watch out for all those different wiles. When we teach you certain things, we're teaching you the kingdom. This is what's going to get you the resurrection from the dead. We're going to teach you what the Most High say you should do to obtain eternal life. Brothers, brothers out in the street drinking, smoking, got got the woman, you being taught to bridle yourself. Bless you, bro. You being taught to bridle yourself. Bridle yourself is to have self-control. Because the wisdom of the Most High told you just don't freelance, just don't go out there and choose and pick somebody because of the side of your eyes, how she looks. If that sun bothering y'all, find some place in the shade. Don't sit there and get tormented. And I know that it's a journey, but it's gonna pay off. You guys are the best guys in this city. Some of the best guys. The rest of the best of the Most High's flock, they are in other places learning what you're learning. They're gonna get it right. They're not gonna have any regrets. I get, learn people, learned people, aged people can have many stories to tell you. Those stories is not to shame us because it is a shame. We don't feel proud standing behind it. It's to try and help you say, well, I don't want that to happen to me. So instead of looking at the shame, you're supposed to look at what you don't want to happen to you. A guy gets in a car accident and gets ejected out of the front windshield. He tell you that he didn't have the seatbelt on and he was speeding. Instead of looking at him like, dang, you jacked up for real, you should be saying, I don't want that to happen to me. So that's why the stories from the age, like it says in Job's, and Job, days should speak. And the multitude of years understanding. All that has a purpose, man. Not for you to focus on us being a survivalist, but for you to focus on what I don't want that to happen to me. So, envy, the spirit we're talking about, you got to let go the desire and care of this world. Because if you don't, trust and believe, you're not so unique or special that you ain't going to get bit by it. It's not going to happen to you. The statistics are real. Such a man shall have no fellowship with wisdom. The wisdom is the experience. You ain't going to gain the experience. You're not going to have the successful knowledge to be successful. The multitude of the wise, but the multitude of the wise, now it's all us. Let's put ourselves in this perspective. That's that one speaker that's good. The multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. You know what the welfare is? It's the support, it's the well being. So, if the well being of the world are those people that we're talking to, if we're slacking and amiss, right? If we're slacking and amiss, what state are they conditioned in? They're going to be as good as we are. That's why we got to be the best. We got to be extremely good and seasoned with what we're doing and what we're talking about. And above all, charitable and patient, because it's not up to us, it's up to the Most High and the effort of that person. We're just messengers. So I brought you here to show you that you can't be envious. First, second, that you are somebody special, that you are the welfare. Everybody that you talk to, you are an influence. What did I just say, Mike? Don't ask me, I'm asking you. I'm sorry, say it again. That's right. Travon snuck and told you. Everybody, okay. Hey. I mean, it's all right. Something, a good cheap buddy. What's the answer? What's the answer? I mean, when I was y'all, we was in school trying to cheat. You know what I'm saying? What's the answer? I ain't knocking it. I just want you to pay attention. Everybody that we come in contact with, we are an influence. You are the welfare, guys. Even the little guys that's younger than y'all, Mike. Those guys back there next to you, left and right behind you, they your age or younger? They younger or about your age? They younger. You know who they looking to see what to do? They not looking at me. Oh, he's an old man. He's just, of course he's gonna sit down and not move. that's, what, that's what they think. Of course he's gonna sit down and not move. He don't move. So, so they're gonna look for you to see what you gonna do. hey, you're an influence, Mike. You're an influence, Mike, whether you know it or not. So we get where we're going. Everybody understand that you are the welfare of the world, and the influence that you project and cast forward is extremely important because it tells the other person how to live, what to do. They're looking for your guidance, and they might not ask for it. They might not ask for your advice. They might not ask for direction. They are looking to see what's acceptable. It says you are the welfare of the world, man. Let's see. What else does it says? And a wise king is the upholding of the people. It's not just a single king, we're kings. The people are upheld by us all. The people are upheld. What is the opposite of being upheld? Let down. Okay, any other words? Held down. Okay, one more. I can't hear you. Hindered. Okay, upheld. If you let go, fall. That's how I was thinking. So combine them all together, and we have an understanding that if we're not in our best experience and wisdom, our people gonna fall. You can't wait till I'm gonna get around JoJo. I'm gonna act right. You know how people do when they smoke weed? They try to brush their shirt off. They wondering, do they look straight? They waited. They should have been trying to look straight by not smoking it before they got there. Then they don't have to start brushing their shirt off and stuff like. Nothing wrong with the shirt, like, right? Now they want to try and straighten themselves up. So you don't wait till you get around people to straighten yourself up. You should be straight, period. And just by walking amongst those people, they're gonna see, oh, look at him. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how it's done. That's how important it is. All right, so this, and I think it's Thessalonians. Second Thessalonians chapter 3. It's pretty. Excuse me. They were like, huh? Second Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 1. Good late afternoon, TikTok. Peace and blessings unto all. Yes, please share the video. Invite some friends and family in here, okay? Tell them let's have some Bible study. So I tell them, hey, let's get in, listen to this Bible study, okay? So, Second Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 1 and 2 and 3. I'm going to read it and then explain it to you why we came here. I'll give us a moment, give you an opportunity to try and catch up. Okay. Second Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us. So Paul and his crew and camp that he had with him, he was telling the brethren at Thessalonica to pray for them. Like others pray for the assembly and pray for brothers. And you all, I pray for you guys, brothers and sisters, because sisters are at home building with other sisters, doing the work, stuff like that, as you should be. Okay. That the word of the Lord may have free course. Remember, the Christ said that he sent you out as sheep among wolves. So the work could be devoured. You don't want the work to be devoured. How could the work be devoured if, let's say, not you, but your work, the people or person that you're dealing with, their communications on the other end is evil? That's bad for you. That's making it hard for you because they come back to you destroyed. Come back to you with all questions, come back to you with situations and circumstances. And with those very same people, when they going here and there, Satan is taking what was sown in his heart. So you want this, you want the word to have free course. You want to go, be delivered to that person. That person, it resonates with them, and now they start defending themselves using the scriptures against the temptations that they got to fight with. Who don't understand that? Free course. Who can give that back to me? Okay, Abunion.
You was explaining how you would be instrumental in giving the person the word, and that person would take the word, it would resonate with them, and then it would then become the thing that they use to.
They can use what you gave them to defend what they understood. So you want that word to have free course without hindrance. You want it to grow with them. So you got to pray for your people. You got to keep them in mind. You got to visit them often. You got to talk with them, have conversations. So when brothers calling you and having conversations with you, that's for your success. That ain't brother's not like he trying to be a bugaboo. He's trying to make sure that the word is not hindered. That's what free course is. That Satan don't come in and take away what was sown in your heart through temptation, through an out third, fourth circumstance situation. All right. And then it says, and be glorified, even as it is with you, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. So in this aspect, you would want what you planted, that your source, the ones that you're helping to be delivered from unreasonable and wicked situations, people, places, and things, because everybody don't believe in God the Most High. Everything ain't right. Do we see how the narrative that I'm painting with this? Okay. So you are the person that's helping somebody. I'm gonna use a sister for an example. Sister, you helping another sister. You want the scriptures and the understanding that you gave her to not be obstructed. You don't want no roadblocks. You don't want, you, God forbid, you don't want your person having to fight Satan. They going to, but it's good for us not to want that, right? So you want them not to be confused. You ever told somebody something and somebody else come back, tell them something else, and now they confused? Like, I don't know what to believe. Because why they confused? Because they more or less kind of want to do what the other person said. Because what the other person said is a release from what God said. It's close to where they was already without the laws. See, the laws put you on the chain. The laws put you on a leash. The laws, you can't just do anything. I give you an example. Those of you that didn't understand, pay attention. The Lord of Most High tells you, be ye angry and sin not. So the scriptures tell you, people think that it's okay to be angry. No, it's not. It's telling you when you get angry, you got to stop it right there. Because the next step is offenses. The next step is you're going to say something inappropriate. You're going to say something, you're going to express everything that the mind can regurgitate. You know how you don't play that shit? You know how you a fucking motherfucker. Excuse me. You know how you would do that? The mind will tell you to do all of that. The mind will, So when you get angry, you can't say that, brother. You can't say that. When you get angry, you gotta stop and you gotta find something else to say. Matter of fact, you need to just say nothing, because it says you get. In other words, you get angry, say nothing. It's not telling you, oh, it's so people, brother, be like, oh, it's okay to be angry, brother. Anger rests in the bosom of fools. So, okay, if you feel that it's okay to be angry, you are a foolish brother because you're going to do something foolish. And oftentimes, remember earlier, we had already agreed that you can say something that can get you pouted. You know what I'm saying? People will fight you over that stuff that you say. Well, what you say? Say it again. But you know what I'm saying? And some people, they're not going to give you the option to say it again. They just going to hit you. And then some, you ain't said nothing. They just angry and mad, bam, and they're gonna hit you. So what do? So now the scriptures tell you don't let the sun set on your wrath. Pay attention, because I'm trying to explain it. The sun says, neither let the how's it go? The sun go down upon your wrath. Neither let the sun go down upon your wrath. So what does that mean? That means now that you got to go to a person, you got to talk to them. So you got to humble yourself real fast. So now I got angry. I know what the scriptures say. So this brother is coming with the scriptures. This other guy that's whispering in my ear, he telling me, leave this guy alone, just forget him. That sounds like more like what I want to do. I just want to say, forget him. He don't care about me. He didn't care about me when he, look how I'm going up. He didn't care about me when he this. The brother's already saying, no, it's not like that. That's not how I feel. That's not what I meant. That's not what's going on. That's not. I ain't hearing nothing he's saying. This guy's telling me, this is a yoke. This is a leash. Yo, Sham, you can't get out of that. You have to go and say something. Well, going to say something means I got to calm down. I got to come to the realization that I got to accept what this guy is saying. I got to accept what he's saying. And he did this. I'm agitated back up. I'm technically crazy. See, I'm tripping. You see, so the leash, the yoke, the restraint is going to bring you into subjection unto what the will of the Most High is, which is not letting the sun set, ruling and controlling myself, going to the guy and saying, this is what made me feel like that, man. You know, I wouldn't have felt like that. And getting angry was the wrong thing to do. I can admit that. I apologize. You did this, and then that's what happened. Now this guy Ricky, he has an opportunity to say, you know what, I see that, I shouldn't have did that, I apologize for that. So if I go the right way, now me and Rick is back on the same page. But what forced me to do it? the yoke, the leash, the chain, the restrictions. That forced me to do that. So you don't want Satan coming in, taking out the things that you planted in the person's head. Because he will, because somebody else will tell him, just forget that dude, man. That dude don't like you. That's why he did that. The anger wants to agree with that dude don't like you. That's why he did that. That him and the anger got me thinking that I'm right when I'm wrong. So you got to pray for your people that the words that you saying to them go unrestricted and that Satan don't come in through somebody else telling them to do something else. Now back at Second Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 2, that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. So you want your people to be delivered from so you already delivered. But now who you dealing with is not delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. But you got to pray that they do, that your influence is greater than the unreasonable guy, because everybody do not believe. Now do you guys understand? Kind of, sort of. Still lost. The phone's up there. I can't get a message. So the perspective that I took it in, I took it from. Can you read it? Expand further. I took it from us being delivered from unreasonable and wicked men because our men have faith, to the person that we're trying to help be believers. They can be persuaded because they weaken their faith. They do believe because they heard it, because they're looking and God is calling them. So you want um, you want the best case scenario for the people. Let's say we all been through. We're in our case scenario. We're good now. We're maintaining, but now we're becoming influencers. We are the welfare of this world that the Christ has sent us out to, and you gotta understand that as long as the people that the Lord sent you out to are in these circumstances, that they're subject to be devoured. And that's the reason why a phone call, a conversation, a fellowship, an invite, and praying for them, because that's the true profession. That's your job. You just got a woman suit on. You just a female gender, but you're like us. And even amongst us and being like us, there's still order. But when it comes from woman to woman, and you are the woman of knowledge and understanding, you got to move like you are an influencer. You got to move and take the charge and be responsible to say, hey, this is what we do now that we serve God. This is how you do it. And you have got to know and understand that they will go in situations because they have not fully migrated from people that don't fully have the faith that you have, and that you're teaching and showing them. And that at any time, what can happen? Devoured at any time. So that's why you will be praying for them. You will be trying to educate them, and you will be trying to show them truly that this is subject to happen, but you have to be careful. And the rest is up to them. All right. Okay. So, Sirach 39. Any questions before we move on? All the brothers understand? Right? So, yeah, guys that went out to camp, they didn't come back. Just all that went out. Okay. So Sirach 38 and 34. Maintaining the state of the world. I spoke about that. We want to be mindful and careful with that. What did I describe that as, Yeshua? Maintaining the state of the world. We don't want to get tricked. I used myself. I didn't want to get caught up. What is that, Yeshua? Can't quite remember. Okay. Jabril, you look like you're thinking. What is that? How did I relate that to us or to myself? We can't we can't get caught up maintaining the state of the world. Corin,
how we behave and how we spend, like how we might spend money.
okay. So negative. Let me just bring it out again. The short version. I gave us the long spiel about talking to the guy who in his city he went to several different places and they're not taking money now. The digital world is coming down on us. We can't get caught up with going to work, coming home with our extra curriculum activities, trying to appease our free time that we're not really considering the political end of what's happening today. Now you remember? Okay. Because that's very important. Because at the rate, if we're all asleep like that, at that rate, we could just wake up and then they can just tell you that you got to go to your local physician, for a program, and so that you can now um, receive all your rewards and everything. So trust and believe is there. Satellites in the sky communicate with everything. How do you think Apple Pay is happening and chiming and cash apps? Ain't no wires from me to you connected our phones. That's all digital satellite. It goes up and comes back down to you, goes up and comes back down to her. So if it's inside of this hard plastic, it's hardness, a centimeter up under your skin ain't very far. It'll get to you with lightning speed. You think 5G is quick. You blink and it's gonna be there. You'll be going right up. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy too. So if you think that kidnapping is on the rise, like in the foreign countries, they'll probably be trying to get people just for their chip. I just thought of that. Yeah, this guy is a millionaire. No more taking you to the bank, sitting at home and sending you pictures of the children saying we're gonna do something to them. We just got you. It- It's gonna be terrible, man. Murdering people, cutting the hand clean off, digging it. They gotta find it where it's at. All right. Let's see. Somebody said, "Don't understand. No, don't understand. Can you give me a bit more clarity, or maybe a different example?" Okay. So in Second Thessalonians, the third chapter, it's okay. It's better for us to understand than not to understand. Let's say You as a person, this is a woman. You as a person, you're trying to teach somebody something. I teach people all the time. I want the best for them. Pray that the word of the Lord have free course. I don't want the word to be stopped. So if I'm talking to JoJo, I don't want his cousin them to come over. He loves his cousin. I don't mean no well, nothing mean against his cousin, but I don't want his cousin to be an influence because who is the welfare of the world? That was from earlier. Oh, okay, we can move forward. That was from earlier. We move past it. All right, I'm not sure. But do we? So do we all understand? All right. So now we back at Sirach 38, 34, maintaining the world. You got to be able to do both things and keep up with current events.
Balance.
Yeah, I'm gonna start trying to incorporate those things, current events, because I think that you know we are a lot more seasoned than we were before. All right, so now it's time to get some current events going on. It's a lot. I also thought about trying to, I don't know how, but classes about marriage and classes about living single. So I woke up with that in my spirit. You got to find some time and space and day if we got to sacrifice maybe some just regular classes to actually do that. I like that theme that Nam created, talk about it, so we actually come in and we actually talk about it. The objective is for us to grow. You can't grow if you guys are what I call turtled up. You know what a turtle does? It takes its head and it just goes back up into the shell. And you ain't doing nothing or you ain't saying nothing. You're not gonna learn like that. So you have to grow. You got to be able to talk about it. And then I also find that sometimes the people that you do find to talk about it is not the real one, the people that you should be talking about it to. You don't, the Most High don't want you living miserable. The Most High wants you living joyfully and gracefully and feeling abundant in this truth. You should be happy. So it's gonna take a lot of work. And God will it when his time we start doing it. The conversation, it'll be our conversations and our lessons and our classes about let's talk about it. It won't be from a place to where you're being judged. Oftentimes people end up talking to somebody that ain't gonna judge them. And you have a keen sense of judge of character. Like, this person ain't gonna judge me. So I'm talking to them. But then me being a lawgiver, I'm like, what made him talk to her? Or him, or her, him, or him, or her. Because that person ain't gonna judge them. We look at it like, oh, that person ain't gonna correct them. But a lot of times you have to be heard because you're processing, you're growing, and there's no longer a standard that's set by men. So You know, we gotta let go, and we gotta grow, and we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk about it. So the more and more I keep saying it and bringing it out, someday the Most High is gonna begin to have us as couples, members. There are members that are part of this assembly. Couples, they don't come. Those couples gotta be here to work it out. And there are couples that are here that's working it out that can be an influence. But we gotta talk about it. And you gotta be able to speak freely without feeling like you being judged. Because if you feel like you're being judged, then you're gonna take it personal like somebody don't like you. And that's not it. We need to be able to help each other to get through hard times in our lives. That's what family is about. That's what the assembly is about. Ephesians say every joint supplied. So we could read all those scriptures about how we supposed to be and put them down and then be judgmental or feel that somebody is being judgmental. We just went over this on Thursday. Let's see. Let me get it. Take my note. Um, hmm, let's see. Second, is this it? Second Timothy 2? No, that's not it. It mentioned being gentle.
24, 2 Timothy 2:24.
No, that's not it.
Colossians 3,
Okay.
starting at 12.
Yeah, that's it. Colossians 3. Let's see. What's up, y'all, on this TikTok? Man? Did y'all share this yet? Let's see. I gotta share it, man. I know y'all already follow us. I hope y'all follow us. Support? Absolutely. And I want to see y'all invite some new people in here, man. That's right. Y'all know that every time that y'all help support and this platform by sharing it and building it and just start and that you also you're doing the work. You're just an avenue that the Lord used to help out. Hey, Carlos, can you get that coffee I had out of the freezer? Right. So this, so this is tough, guys. This is what I want you to see when we go ahead and we start those lessons, and we have to talk about it and stuff like that. Colossians 3 and 12. Put on, therefore, of the elect of God, holy and beloved. I want us to be able to look at one another like that. Like brothers and sisters are holy and that they are beloved, chosen by the Father, and they're there to help, bowels of mercy. And it's going to be up to us, excuse me, it's going to be up to us to come from the inside out to you in a merciful fashion. You got to be able to, we, I'm going to make note of these things. To make note, it's not about you, Sham. It's about that person, regardless of what situation you're in, regardless of what you've done, regardless of how you see it, your perspective. That was that when we went in Thursday over those definitions in that class, that makes a difference. I've been learning sometimes as long as many of you are older. Our perspective may be at two different points. I still have got to understand yours because I'm trying to get you to do what? Understand mine. And if I'm trying to get you to understand mine by cramming it down your throat, it's not going to be receptive. It's not going to be receptive. And you definitely ain't going to explain me yours because if you're not seeing or even feeling that I'm going to understand or be merciful to you, you're just going to walk back out that door and keep doing it wrong. We don't want our singles doing it wrong. We don't want our married people doing it wrong. The Most High, let me say that. So, get me, the Most High doesn't want us doing it wrong. That way you have abundant life. So, the objective is to show you kindness. Who wants to be yelled at and raise your hand? See? Humbleness of mind. When you get dealt with, you want that. Meekness, long suffering, forbearance, forgiving. You want all of that. And charity above everything in verse 14. You want all of that. So that's the objective right there. Despite what we see or what we have to deal with. You go to the doctor say, raise your shirt up. You raise your shirt up to show the doctor a rash. Like, what is this? You don't know what the rash is. You don't even know. But you ain't gonna just show this to your friend because it's embarrassing. Well, I don't know what it is. It could be anything, guys. But the doctor, it's embarrassing, but you got to show it to him. So we're gonna have to begin to show one another our rashes. All right. So 39, Sirach 39, chapter 39 and 1. But he that giveth his mind to the Lord the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out all the ancient. That's what we've been doing. What did Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob do? What did men of the past do? How did they handle themselves? How did they carry themselves? What's up with the law and the prophets? The next part says, and be occupied in prophecies. And be occupied in prophecies. Why? Why should we be occupied in prophecies? Because they're going to come to pass. Isaiah 34:16. Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. I wanted in my sister, I would jump on this thing. What is this? Check this. This thing gonna go there. Check the cord.
It's good now. You got the charge on it now.
Something's going on the other end of it. That's weird. It should because it's charging the but no.
Yeah, so
Right here it'll be a lightning bolt. Is that other thing? Is a six? It's plugged in a six. It's plugged in a 6-way.
Yeah, it's plugged in a 6-way.
Um, change ports on the 6-way. It's gonna go dead.
You might have to plug it in if it's a space on the 3-way. I'll plug it into the yellow 3-way down there.
Plug it. Yeah.
If it's a space in there.
No, it's no